my goodness, the last 12 hours. The last 12 hours are the reason we exist. The reason Early Edge is here, the reason we love sports. Welcome in, everybody, to the Sunday brunch version of the show. We've got a busy, busy day here at the brand. Of course, our morning show right now. Don't forget, noon Eastern time. We count down to the 1 o'clock games. We're getting so close to the playoffs. We can taste it. And then, of course, tonight we count down to Sunday Night Football, 7:20 Eastern time, me and the boys live. All right. Now, yesterday, very light show because it's kind of a light, weird weekend. Not much going on. Had a couple of check marks. The AB3 did not come through. But we must look forward to today. So let's bring in the stars of the show. And we're only running 3 wide today. Live from Nashville, Tennessee. The Pit House level. Mikey, shout out to F1. How great was the finish a few minutes ago?
It's absolutely incredible. Been up for a few hours watching the Formula One race. Came down to the last lap. Congratulations to Max Verstappen. Sorry if there's any spoilers out there who woke up late and were going to watch it. I just ruined that for you. But you know what? Next time, wake up early and watch it because it is fantastic. They do such a good job with the coverage and very fun to follow it this season. The growth in that sport is incredible right now.
It is absolutely rock star level. The Netflix show has certainly helped it. It got me into it, no doubt about it. I'm sure a lot of other people like myself as well. Now, also live from Nashville, Tennessee, 8 floors below. Dial up. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Mike. Yeah, with that finish, the what is it? The Drive to Survive, the live, like the Netflix show, like it's going to be fantastic this offseason, right?
If they shot it, I don't know if they shot it for a third season. We'll have to wait and see. But I hope they did. Because that would be amazing to get all the behind the scenes. I love that kind of stuff. All right, let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And as I told you, it's week 14. We are so close to the playoffs coming up in about a month from right now. So, M Squared, a lot of cities around the country that normally this time of year have weather. What are we looking like today?
Yeah, it's actually relatively calm. There's only a few spots we want to talk about, and it's mainly because there's been 2 quarterbacks that have kind of struggled with their accuracy recently. One of them is actually Patrick Mahomes. We're going to see some wind in Kansas City, sustained winds around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Nothing like what we saw in that Patriots game where you can't really throw the ball, but it is going to be enough that it will impact deeper shots down the field. Also notable because Derek Carr on the other side likes to throw the football down the field. And then Baltimore and Cleveland, same story. Game is in Cleveland, a road game for Lamar Jackson. He struggled a little bit. Same story, 15 to 20 miles per hour, sustained winds, not really at the gusts, but enough that it should impact deeper throws down the field, especially if you've been struggling with some of the accuracy. And then finally, we'll mention for Sunday Night Football, no real surprise. Like anytime you see weather in the low 30s, little wind, you start to get concerned, but not when it's at Lambeau Field, not when it's Green Bay, Chicago. That's what you expect at that point. So really all I've got my eyes on is Cleveland and Kansas City with quarterbacks that have actually been struggling with accuracy down the field.
And we, of course, will be breaking down both of those games today on Early Edge Live at noon Eastern time right here on this YouTube channel. Shout out to Mario in the chat. Apparently, they have shot for the next season of Drive to Survive. So I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see it. Now, amid all of this great sports that's going on with MMA last night and the huge upset there and race car driving and all this stuff, the drama going on in Jacksonville and the Urban Meyer saga has continued this week. AB, what do you got?
Yeah, Coach. So yesterday we were banned from the Nashville Airport McDonald's for having to do a show there, and they kicked us out forever. But I'm also looking at Urban Meyer if he's going to be banned from Jacksonville, because you look at the reports that came out, he was yelling at his assistant coaches saying that he's a winner, they're losers, they need to check their resumes, even though he hired them. So I don't know what that means whatsoever. But I'll say he's going up against a Titans team coming off of a bye. Mike Vrabel, after a bye with the Titans, he is 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread, and he's won all 3 of those by 14-plus points or more. And the Titans know that their only way is winning the AFC South. And buddy, could be a bad one for Jacksonville. And if they get bounced, I'm interested to see what happens with Urban Meyer the rest of the year.
I continue to be amazed because I worked with Urban at ESPN for a couple of years. I will say this. I continue to be amazed with people that are surprised at some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth. That's all I will say. This is on brand. This is on brand. Stop it. Stop it. My goodness. All right, let's get into our board today. And again, it's kind of a light day because we're getting revved up for the NFL. And by the way, if you haven't watched our mega preview from Tuesday, you want to check it out. And also our prop special. By the way, we're doing the prop special a different way. So you want to check that show out live on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time because you were able to get all the numbers this week instead of not getting the numbers because the article came out before the show. That makes sense to those of you who watch. Sorry if that was deep into the weeds. All right, now, he named this show. It is Sunday Brunch. It's just kind of an easy saunter through the sports betting morning. But I still get to do this. M squared. You know the drill. Give it to me.
All right, Coach. We got some college basketball today. A huge game early in the season here. Baylor at home against Villanova. I took Baylor -3.5 this morning at MGM. It's back to -4 everywhere. I'm fine at that price. I'm not really interested going much above that number as it's a relatively key number in these close finishes at the end here. But I make Baylor the better team. They're better offensively and defensively in terms of efficiency. This Villanova team, to win games like this, they have to play pretty much a perfect game. Now they're in a road environment here, Waco home game for the Baylor Bears. We've seen Villanova be good. They're a very good team, but they struggle against top-tier competition. We've seen that with Purdue and UCLA. I think we see that again here with Baylor. So I like this one under anytime you get it under 5 here, but -3.5, -4, dead on where my simulations make it. And I made a strong case in the computer models for Villanova here in this one, and I couldn't get it below this number. So I'm comfortable playing it. SportsLine models got it up to 7, I believe. Some of the others I've seen all have it over 5. So take Baylor -3.5, -4. And then my second game, Maryland and Florida. I'm taking the under in this game, under 136.5. My simulations make it all the way down to -133. But what I'm really interested in here is both of these teams are better in terms of defensive efficiency than they are in offensive efficiency. These two teams are legit top 35 to top 40 teams in terms of defensive efficiency, with Florida being the better team defensively. They're getting to play at home. Anytime I've got the home team with the better defensive efficiency against another team that plays pretty good defense, we're going to lean towards the under here. As I do think this one slows down a little bit from the typical Florida pace. So take the under 136.5.
Great question from the chat, Mikey, from Greg. He says, Mike, what are the key numbers for basketball?
Well, I mean, at this point, in these kind of games, I want it to be 1.5 possessions, essentially. I don't want 2 full possessions, around 5.5 to 6 needed to cover it. So basically, we expect them to be winning by 1 possession here when the fouls come in at the end of the game. 3.5 to 4 is a comfortable number. 5, 5.5, 6, not a comfortable number in that situation.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, Mike. We appreciate that. All right, AB, I don't think I have to belabor the point. And by the way, I heard from the maestro yesterday. He's doing great. Baby girl's doing great. The family's doing great. I have a return date for the maestro that I will release at a later time. But it will be within the next 2 weeks. The maestro will be back. But in the meantime, we have a responsibility to honor the position that is the last spot on the show. Dial up. You're up.
Coach, you're right. You know, we have a responsibility, and I'll tell you what, that correlates with our play because Tyler Lockett has a responsibility today to the Seattle Seahawks. We're going to take Lockett's longest reception over 22.5 yards. Look, Tyler's gained 25% of Seattle's entire scrimmage yards this season, and he averages 15.5 yards per catch. And the Texans, the lowly Texans, they've allowed 11.6 yards per reception this season, which is 8th most in the NFL. Obviously, it only takes one play from Lockett to hit this. I think we're going to have multiple opportunities. So, yeah, take over 22.5 for his longest reception.
Yeah, it felt like the Seattle offense kind of woke up last week, didn't it? A little bit. It felt like they kind of flipped that switch just a little bit. We normally don't do this, but I'm going to throw one out at Mikey because we only had a couple of picks on the show today. From I Bet with the GOAT, Mike, do you like Fairfield today? -7. What does your model say?
I do not. I actually almost have a play on the other side on William and Mary. I have make Fairfield -3.6 in the simulation, so I definitely do not like that side.
All right, very good. Thank you. And there you go. Little bonus analysis, bonus advice from one of the greatest to ever do it, M squared. All right, We are up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, we hope. Oh, AB on the ones and twos and talent at the same time. Look at you, buddy. Baylor minus 3.5. We're going to go Florida, Maryland under 136.5 for all the reasons that Mikey told you. And then AB, we're going to go Tyler Lockett, longest reception over 22.5. And then the AB3 today, a little money line parlay from the National Football League. Cowboys, Titans, Buccaneers. By the way, AB, do you and I have a showdown for today?
We do, sir.
And what would that be?
That would be the Cowboys -4 for me, and you have the Washington football team.
That'd be correct. All right. I just want to make sure I understand the bet that I'm going to win later today. And when my little phone goes, ding, and it says, oh, Venmo has just deposited, I love that. I love that so much. All right. There's only one thing left to do, and you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. And by the way, for those who are wondering in the chat, sweatshirt, Wichita Heights Falcons girls basketball. Shout out to them. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my crew, Dial Up, M Squared, and everybody behind the scenes at SportsLine and the Early Edge. Let's have a great day. Let's pay it forward. Let's be positive, and we'll see you at noon Eastern time right here on the Early Edge. Good luck.
Do you want best bets in your feed every single day? All you have to do is hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Early Edge.